Hello everyone, I'm coming to you with Lite. It is Lite. I've finally up the soft boxes in the room. So I have two and it is completely dark outside. And we're going to do, myself and Deirdre, we're going to do a Friday night tutorial. I almost did not do or come on and do a tutorial today. But now that I'm with Mother Marzipan living in the house, she's like, come on, you didn't do anything yesterday, you didn't do anything today, so you gotta put something up. So she's like a proper momager, which is great, and sometimes I need it because like today and yesterday I've just been so tired and like breaking out here. I also have a stupid thing going on. I don't know if you want to know, but my stupid period came on Monday and I'm not due my period because I'm on the pill and it's not working. Ugh. Today I want to work with some of the berry tones that are in the Soft Glam palette. I don't really have any tutorial up using just the berry tones. So I'm going to get a E40 brush by Sigma. I'm going to go into tempera, that like beigey bony shade. We're going to set the eyeshadow. We're going to set the primer, the concealer that we put down, just so that we don't get any creasing, and we'll be all set up for more eyeshadow to go on top. Using the same brush, we're going to go into this shade here called Dusty Rose. It is a beautiful muted pink tone, and this seriously goes with every single eye colour. And I just love how this kind of a look turns out on so many different types of people. It's one of those shades that suit any skin tone and it will suit any eye colour as well. So all we're doing is, as you can see, I'm going in straight away with swishing motions because we've set down the concealer. There's no need to stamp and wiggle. We already have all that work done. So this is kind of like a shortcut, but the shadows just don't come up as pigmented. That's why usually I will go in on a wet base without setting the concealer. So it's popping that all over onto the crease. Next, I'm going to go into this beautiful pink shimmer here with my finger. And I'm going to pop that onto this area. And I'm going to do like diagonal across the lid, across the lash line, nearest to the lash line, and then up diagonally up into the crease. Just there, and the exact same on the other side. So I can just do a little diagonal. These apply really well with fingers, or you can use brushes as well. And next we're going to go onto the outer V. Now we're going to focus into the outer V and create a beautiful shape on the eye. So I'm going to go into this shade here, Mulberry. As you can see, it's a deep red burgundy shade. I'm going to create that V shape first. So I always like to start in the middle where the eyeball meets the socket, and then we'll draw a line down towards the lashes, and then we'll draw a line up into the crease, and that's your V shape. So that's the outer V. So when I'm looking straight ahead, you want to be able to see that depth. So I'm just going to bring that up a little bit on the outer corner where my eyes naturally start to hood here, and we want to bring the V slightly above the hood just so that you get the depth and get that uplifting feature from the eyeshadow on the eyes. I have the outer V done there now on both. I'm going to go back into Dusty Rose and we're just going to diffuse the edges of that mulberry shade just to make sure that we have a nice diffusion, that there's no harsh lines. Just going back and forth over it. And I think I went a bit high here, so I'm just wiping it down with my finger and then going back into it just to make sure that we have a beautiful blend going on. Using a E55 brush, just a clean brush, I'm going to go back into this bone shade called Tempera, and I am going to focus on the inner corner, and we're just going to brighten that up a little bit just to give more depth from dark to very light. Next I'm going to add a tiny bit of liner to the upper lash line, and I'm using my YSL liner. This is super black, it's so nice, and the good thing about it is it dries really quick as well. So that if you are like a blinker or you're a transfer prone person with eyeliner, this dries so fast that it won't allow you to just transfer it on the top of the lid. It's one of those days. So this is the one that I did first. It's just super thin line. And then this one came out so much thicker. So now I have to go back and I have to do the other line a little bit thicker. So now that the liner is a little bit thick, you can really see the ending of the liner. And I just personally don't like that. I prefer to smudge it up into the outer V. And I'm just using the black shadow that's in the palette and using the shade the brush that I use for the mulberry. And I'm just blurring out the end of that liner. It's just a personal preference. It's not necessary. I just prefer to have a finished liner look. And that to me is smudging out the end to make it look seamless. So that is the eyes for now. Super pretty. I'm going to use my Jaya makeup remover. Just going to give it a shake. And we're going to wipe up underneath the eyes just to make sure that there's no fallout. And I think there is. Like if you see that, how it's just rubbed. You don't want that like smudging into your foundation. And you can clean up any lines. Say if you wanted to sharpen up any outside bits as well. That eye makeup remover is great for that. It is prime time. The primer that I picked out for the week is the Maybelline Face Studio Prime. I picked this out because it's Maybelline and I wanted to use the Maybelline foundation, which I'm going to apply next because it's a new foundation. While my primer is sitting just for a few minutes, I am going to go back to my concealer brush and we're going to tackle Godzilla here. He's still there. He's still alive. I'm also going to apply a tiny bit of concealer to my new little babies that have popped up throughout the week and just kind of blurring them because we're going to be going over on top of them with foundation as well. We just kind of want to camouflage them for now, and then the foundation on top will do a lot more work than that. This week's foundation is the Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid. This is what it looks like. It's a new formula. It has some really lovely ingredients like hyaluronic acid and collagen in it. Yesterday I applied it really lightly with my hands. I didn't really do much makeup, but I wanted to see how it was going to look when I just slap it on in 5 minutes, and it lasted really nice throughout the day. I found it went really, really glossy, really dewy looking. So I feel as though it mightn't be great for someone with oilier skin, that it will show through the oils really quickly throughout the day. But if you want to have like really glossy, dewy looking skin, then this is a fantastic foundation to grab. For under eye concealer, I'm just going to go in with a dry sponge and using my Becca Under Eye Correcting Concealer, we're going to pop that on. And I'm going to see how that applies with a sponge, because usually I use my fingers. But I feel like with a sponge, it's really going to help melt into the skin. And it just evens everything out. It's beautiful. You can really see how dewy and quite wet looking that foundation is. I am going to set down a little bit of powder all over now. And then I'm going to go in with some powder products on top. Like on here, I'll be going in with some bronzer. So I'm just going to add some powder there first and tapping along here because we don't want anything to lift. I'm using my Derma Blend translucent pressed powder. It's a really nice powder, but I am trying to project pan it, so I'm trying to get it empty. Hoola Lite is a fabulous bronzer for my skin tone. So if you're fair like me, I really love it because as you can see, it doesn't go on too dark and you can really have so much freedom to build it up to the consistency you want, as opposed to going in with a super dark bronzer and trying to blend it out, whereas this just does all the work for you. So I'm just going to apply my bronzer onto my forehead, onto the hollows of my cheeks and a little bit underneath as well. I'm going to throw on some blush, so I am using this shade from the Master Blush Palette by Maybelline. I said during the week that these blushes are beautiful. They really do last all day on the skin. I haven't used this shade yet though. Should I try it as blush? I know it's going to be probably way too dark. Let's try it. Why not? Ooh, maybe not a good idea. Let's just blend our lives away. It's probably going to look like a bit of a bruise on me, but if you did want to get a palette like this, you could use that purple shade as a eyeshadow. And it would actually tie in really nicely with this eye look right here. I'm going to mix all of them together. Let's just go for it. That is how the blush turned out. It kind of does look like a bruise on my face, but we're just going to go with it. It's makeup. We can wipe it off. That's the beauty of makeup. So I'm going to go in with my Cookie highlighter. And who knows, this might fix all of our life problems. I do love this highlighter. It is stunning. I haven't tried it on anyone else yet, so I'm not sure how it performs on anyone else's skin tones, but I'll be taking appointments again soon and I'll be able to try it out with lots and lots of different people, and we'll see how we get on, and I can advise you all a lot more. Yay! I'm gonna go back to eyes, and I'm just gonna throw in some of my Inglot nude eyeliner into the waterline. This is a fantastic little pencil. It's nearly gone again. With the small fluffy brush, I'm going to go into Dusty Rose. So that's this shade here. And we're going to line the lower lash line with that shade. And then I'm going to get a smaller brush, maybe like an angle brush. Well, this is like a small little tiny brush. This is an E17. I'm going to go into that mulberry shade, that deep shade, and we're just going to pop that onto the outside of the lower lash line, just to tie it in with the outer V, just so we have a lovely transition going on. Next, we're going to go into brows, and I'm using the Goof Proof pencil by Benefit in the shade 3. We're going to brush out the brows first with the spoolie attached. And I think it was last week it came on and I was like, does anyone else feel weird if they put on their brow product without brushing out their brows first with a spoolie? And Ruth Burke, she messaged me and she said, yes, OMG, doing your brows without brushing them with a spoolie first is like putting hairspray on your hair without brushing your hair first. I just felt that so much. And whenever I brush out my brows now, I'm thinking of people putting hairspray in their hairs without brushing their hair. For inner corner highlight, I'm just going to go in with my face highlight, and then I'm just going to pop it in. So this is again Cookie by Benefit, and this is going to just add a tiny bit of a highlight on the inner corner. Perfect. Next up, we want to set our face before we put on our mascara. I'm using Huda Beauty. This is part of my project pan. If you've been here a while, you know how much I hate the smell of this stuff. It absolutely reeks so bad. My eyes are starting to water. It smells so bad. I liked it at the beginning and I was like, oh yeah, it is really strong, but I won't mind it. Now I can barely stand it, and it's lasting for so long. If you enjoy the smell of it, this will last you so long, so long. This is the second week using the Falsies Lash Lip Mascara by Maybelline. It's one of their newer mascaras. That's the shape of the wand. And I am enjoying it. But as I said during the week, it's one of those mascaras that don't initially wow my lashes, but that it does the job, and that the formula doesn't smudge or crease or budge throughout the day, doesn't flake down the face or anything like that. And I find it's quite waterproof. Like, I don't know if I've ever said this on here, but I pretty much cry every single day over something sad, over something happy, over, like, I just cry all the time. And this stuff does not budge when I'm crying. Like, I've never really had a bad experience of it, like, running down my face. And there has been times where that could have potentially happened in the past 2 weeks. And it's been great. It's been a fantastic mascara. But it's a great mascara. It just doesn't tick all the boxes for me. But it's a very, very good candidate to almost tick all the boxes. If you know what I mean. Like, it's not my go-to favourite, but it's still good. For lips, I'm going to go into one of my favourite nudie pink shades. So I've gone ahead and I've lined my lips with Flormar 201 waterproof lip liner. This is a great neutral lip liner for even if you want to go on a brown on top or a pink, it's great. And I'm going to go in with MAC Creme Cup, I'm not sure. But this is a beautiful pink. I think this is a beautiful bridal pink as well. And I think it goes really nicely on wedding day. So that is basically the finished look. I'll probably add on some lashes just for the little clip that will be going on my feet. And I only have one set of lashes, and that is the Olivias Hoola lashes, and they're my current favourites. They're beautiful, but they're almost dead. I've been using them so much, but they're amazing. I love them. I just popped on my lashes there now, so this is the finished look. I'm not sure if the lighting is showing it well enough, but I want you to leave me your favourite lashes in the comment box here. I want to try a new pair. Although I'm still on my no buy. I haven't bought anything except for that tinctura shampoo that I needed, the shampoo bar, which is beautiful by the way. I love it. I've been using it non-stop, but since that I have not bought anything. However, I do have €17 on my Brown Thomas loyalty card, so I could use that, and that would be technically spending a gift voucher kind of for something that I need. So everyone, this is the complete finished look. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Let me know if you have any questions. You know where I am. I'm always hanging out in my DMs. Let me know if you want any information on the products or techniques or brushes or whatever you want. And that's it for today in tutorial land. And I should be back on again tomorrow, hopefully. Also, I'm going to take some requests for next week's beauty bag, beauty stash for the products that I'm going to be using for next week. So if you have any demo or product specific requests, let me know in the question box and I'm going to try and honor as many requests as possible. I know for sure I'm going to be using the Rose Gold palette by Huda Beauty. Sorry, my tripod is like falling. And I'm going to be using some of the new Beauty Pie products that I got in the mail today. So there's a few makeup bits in there that I want to put into next week's stash. So let me know if you have any requests and I'll honour it.